are not ready with the bouquet.
Today, we have the privilege to explore this fascinating intersection of celebrity, marketing, and national progress with a woman who embodies the magic of influence, Miss Ishika Taneja, Miss World Tourism India 2017, Guinness World Record holder, and a multifaceted artist who has redefined the power of online presence.
Miss Taneja is not just a beauty queen or a social media star, but a force for positive change. Her journey from a Miss World finalist to a Guinness Book World Record holder for her incredible social impact initiative showcases the power of using influence for greater good. As an actor, influencer, and an entrepreneur, Miss Taneja has mastered the art of storytelling, engaging millions with her authentic voice and captivating campaigns. She has partnered with leading brands and organizations, using her platform to promote sustainability, social responsibility, and entrepreneurship.
Her dedication to empowering others has earned her numerous accolades, including the prestigious Rashtrapati honor as one of the 100 Women Achievers of India. But for Ms. Taneja, the greatest reward lies in inspiring others to use their voices and create positive change.
I now request Ms. Ashu Tomar to present Ms. Ishika Taneja with a bouquet. We would also like to welcome Ms. Ashu Tomar, Member of Board of Governor of IIM Nagpur, who will be joining us today as one of the moderator of the session. Ms. Ashu serves as the Senior Vice President of JM Financials, spearheading sales and distribution in their global asset management business.
With an impressive 11-year career spanning esteemed institutions such as Citibank, Ambit Asset Management, MK Asset Management, Ms. Tomar brings a wealth of experience and expertise to the table. Ma'am, we are privileged to have you with us here today.
I now request Ms. Teenu Tyagi from Tech Mahindra to present Ms. Tomar with a bouquet. We now request Ms. Tomar to take over the session on the theme, Can Influencer Marketing Propel India Towards a $5 trillion Economy and Beyond?
Thank you so much. So welcome, Ishika. It's an honor to host you today. And before we get into the influencer marketing and the entire hula hoop about influencers, just tell us a little bit about your journey to Miss World and the President's Award. And I'm sure you have done a lot more than that. It's not just a beauty pageant that you have won. So please tell us about your journey.
Sure. So as a kid, I always wanted to make my Guinness World Record, and that is how my journey started, because I actually hail from the beauty industry more. And because my parents, since 35 years, we are into the beauty world, where we have our salon, we have our schools, we are also making products, and we are into white labeling. So that was the only thing that mesmerized me. And once I made my Guinness, I kind of dedicated my award to Nirbhaya, because my mother always taught me that whenever universe is presenting you with something beautiful, you need to share it with the world. So that is how the entire thought came of, because I had just come back from LSE, and after that I had gone to LA to learn airbrushing from my teacher was the makeup artist of Katy Perry, and she was doing a lot of beta campaigns. So when I came back, I wanted to do something here in India, and but when I came back, I saw the lot of rape victims which were there, and there was a huge surge in like the kind of the way women are being treated, and that was like a big cultural shock for me, coming from that place to here. So I wanted to dedicate my award to Nirbhaya and actually bring about a change in that aspect. And then while I was giving makeovers to acid attack survivors and rape victims, we thought, why don't we empower them? And actually that journey started off. And I got a Rashtrapati honor because of that, because we empowered 24 victims, and then we empowered them with their own salons, and then they employed more victims, and the whole chain had started. So while this journey was happening, I kind of landed up in Bombay, and Madhur sir, being a very close family friend, and I got to know he was there yesterday as well.
Day before yesterday.
He was there day before yesterday. So he was the key factor which kind of changed my journey from empowering women to having a platform of my own. And he said that I've already done a film, so why don't you just do a song? And I was like, I have no idea how to do it. And then he said like, yeah, there will be choreographers and there'll be a team and who'll be helping you through. So just let's give it a shot and let's see how things go. And he kind of helped me through. So I just did a song, and I kind of landed in Vikram Bhatt's office, Vikram sir's office. I was actually giving a pen drive to a photographer of my friends, which had her photo shoot in it. And then they asked me to give an audition, and I was like, I have no idea how actually auditions are done. Because at that time, I had my exposure to this industry was absolutely zero. And then they told me that you have to just rehearse these lines and say it. And they were actually taking my audition for a very different role, and then they casted me for a lead. And at that time, I didn't even know what lead was. So side by side, while I was learning about this industry, I kind of participated in Miss India. That went pretty well. I won that, and then went for Miss World Tourism. And after Miss World Tourism, you get a lot of offers. And I was lucky enough to get the offers from Waves Production House. I'm doing 2 films. One is with Randeep Hooda, and the other one is with Arjun Rampal. In Arjun Rampal, I'm playing a multiple personality disorder, and it's a murder mystery. And in with Randeep Hooda, it's a strong feminist role, and he's playing a male chauvinist. And we realized with our journey together that how we both need each other to have a very balanced and beautiful life.
So that's amazing. That's amazing. So basically, you made your Guinness record first, and then you entered into movies, and then Miss World Tourism happened, right? That's the exact sequence.
So I made my Guinness, then Miss World Tourism, and then I got into movies.
Great. And do you select your movies basis, the characters? Because both the characters that you spoke about are quite, strong women-led characters. So did you decide this, or just like your overall journey, it was destiny that got you these, strong characters to play?
I think I'm particular about 2 things. First thing is that I am not as mesmerized by the industry. I'm influenced by the industry. I love the industry. So that gives me the capacity of picking and choosing and not actually falling prey to how the industry really functions. So that ways I feel blessed. While taking up any role, there are 2 very important things. Is what kind of message am I giving to the society? Because that really is extremely important for me, is what kind of impact am I actually bringing out with my kind of cinema. Even though like I'm the infant in this industry, but I feel like everybody is influential in that sense. And secondly, for me, it's extremely important what kind of people am I working with, and what will be my experience while imparting that. Because if I'm not really relishing that journey, then there is no point of, taking that forward.
So great. So that brings me to the actual topic of this discussion. Since you mentioned influential and, what exactly do you mean by influencer, which we talk about a lot these days? What is your definition of an influencer? If you can throw some light on that.
Right. So I think influencer, when we talk about influencer and influencer marketing, we are only thinking about TikTokers and Instagrammers. And I feel influence is anything or any person that will have an impact on your decision making, and that is influence. And that is what all the brands are also realizing now, and that is why we can see the emergence of a lot of nano and micro influencers, because we understand that those people will not have millions and millions of followers, but whatever people are there, they have a great engagement ratio. They are actually influencing them. And the CPA is quite less, but they're actually getting a lot of repeated customers. So for me, influence can be anything that is triggering your decision making. Like for me, it was earlier when I went to the House of Guinness Book of World Record, I just wanted to make my Guinness Book of World Record, and that is what influenced my entire life.
So you didn't mention about what is the Guinness Book of World Record that you have made, you know?
Right, sure. So I do 60 different looks in 60 minutes with airbrushing, and I do use 10 different airbrushing machines at the same time. So actually with 2 tables, so 20 machines. And I did 64 makeups, 4 got disqualified, and 60 is my record.
So that's the highest record, right? That's amazing.
Yeah, thank you.
Because most of the women, they can't complete one look in 60 minutes.
That really required a lot of practice, trust me.
Yeah. So, okay, this brings us to the next question. So, as on today, the influencer market worldwide is 14-15 billion, and it is expected to grow up to 150 billion by 2030.
Right.
So, and as on today, the market leader in this is European countries and North America, right? So 70% of the market is with these guys, which is going to reverse by 2030. And India and China is, they are going to take over. They are going to take over the 70% of market share here. So, my question to you over here is, how is India actually leading towards this influencer marketing? And what is influencer marketing for you? So just tell me your version of influencer marketing and how are you doing your, your journey of influencer marketing?
So I'm also bringing, there's a change that is happening in the industry. Right now we are only talking about real influencers, but the market is changing towards virtual influencing. And AI coming in and metaverse coming in, right now we actually see the real person who is influencing you, which resonates with you and has similar value system. And when you see that relatability with an influencer, you actually get impacted. And the kind of data that a person has can change your decision making, because I know now, and with the kind of data that is being passed on to a lot of companies these days, whether the person is diabetic, what is the lifestyle that the person is actually having, and did the person actually go through a recent breakup, and what kind of women does the person like, and what is the, partner would that person be diverted towards. So that data, which was earlier not there, is kind of changing the entire way of marketing, because now I can be absolutely personalized when I'm giving you an option in my plethora of services that I'm providing, and that option will be absolutely different for sir. So that change is coming. And as an influencer, I think it is extremely important to adapt to that change. And also virtual influencers are there, which are very important. So right now, what I'm personally doing is I'm trying to have AIs which kind of look like me, they will talk like me, and then we are training them, and then Synthesia.
This technology is already there, you're saying?
Yes, that technology has started. It is not as real as we would wish it to be, but there are a lot of virtual influencers that are there in the world which are having 4 million followers, and they have great CPA because the cost of making the content is extremely low, and anyway content creation is now taking over by, has taken over by AI. I don't really need to think about what kind of content is going to work, what will be the hook line, what will be the call to action, because I can just tell a chat GPT will give me the right kind of content that has to be told to that virtual influencer. That virtual influencer can have the voice that will really be pleasing to the person that who's listening to. That background will be created by Midjourney. You don't really need to be, I don't need to be in Paris to be sitting in front of an Eiffel Tower. I don't need to even have to have a green screen behind me. I can just be sitting in this room, doing this, recording this, and now starting to change that we will actually have, having this discussion in Paris or maybe on Jupiter. It doesn't even matter. So that adaptability needs to be there to be actually, which I think India will do really well, because we have a lot of younger generation and they understand this. And
Absolutely. So, since a lot of the students over here would want to join marketing as a stream, so how do you select, an influencer for your brand? How do you connect that? So, for example, if it's, say, Shilpa Shetty, she's also an, social media influencer. So, can she be a brand ambassador for everything, right from fashion to health to, how do you select that?
I think it's extremely important when you're actually hiring an influencer for whatever brand that you're trying to promote or the service that you're willing to impart. It is, CPA is extremely important. It is the cost per acquisition or actually action. The cost that is incurring while you want them to take a certain action. And also people look at the ROI, like if I'm going to, that is there for probably a Shilpa Shetty, the amount of money that I'm investing and how many, what is the impact that I'm going to have. But for me, it is extremely important to look at the engagement ratio, because what happens is that how we actually calculate an engagement ratio is the kind of likes, shares and comments that were there divided by the kind of views that were there. But what happens in influencer marketing is it is so rapidly growing that you have to actually only calculate with the last 10 reels or 10 posts, because one post which has just gone viral will actually kind of change the way you look at an influencer and what kind of impact that the influencer is bringing for your brand. So that is extremely important that you look at the engagement ratio. And secondly, just to add to your question, it is very important to see what kind of values and emotions that influencer is imparting with your audiences and what kind of audiences are engaging, because there can be some influencers which have really high engagement ratio, but that can be very negative and triggered by hatred, because that's what they do. They would actually speak about something which is triggering you so that they get like a good engagement ratio on their comment section. But what really happens is that if the person is not resonating with your brand values, it doesn't make sense. And also, I think that is one big change which is happening. Now people are actually looking at a micro-influencer or a nano-influencer, because I know that the relatability of a person who's just having thousands of followers, because they know you, they meet you every day, and they're actually inspired by you, they're actually influenced by you.
So that customization is an option.
Oh yes, so that relatability and that personalization is something that the brands are looking at, and then that really drops down your CPA and will actually give you customers which will actually come back again and again, because when an influencer has actually seen and then is imparting something which is very personalized to her, that impacts is very different from an influencer which has millions and millions of followers, but you cannot really relate to her skin type, you cannot really relate to her lifestyle, and you know that she's getting Botox and fillers done, and this is not really her, So that is a game changer in my sense,
No, definitely it's a game changer, but I want to understand the impact of, the social media influence or the social media campaign marketing towards, how is it propelling India towards its journey, towards the 5 trillion economy,
right. So
how is it going to help it?
I think there are a lot of things that India is doing, and that can be done to propel towards it. First of all, mobile first is what we are actually aiming at, because everybody will have a mobile in their hand, and that is the first contact when you have, across the population, and there is a lot of diversity in our population, be it demographic, be it from economical standpoint. So mobile first, when I say mobile first, it is more about building apps which are meant for mobiles and giving a lot of services. Like now we were only either it was SMS or it was Instagram or Facebook. But now WhatsApp marketing is coming in. Now we're actually getting into the detailing of marketing. So that is one thing which is happening, and that differentiation is happening. Secondly, I feel that a lot of literacy is required, and a lot of throughout India, be it rural audience or urban audience, where they need to be educated in the sense of how to become an influencer and how to be a part of this entire game. So that is there. And I also feel that we need to, as India, as a country, we need to go on a lot of international platforms like Upfluence and Blinker, like Grin, which we are not actually utilizing right now, which has a lot of impact internationally, and a lot of audiences there are using it. So we can use that platform and promote our cultural heritage and our food experiences, so that we have a lot of foreigners coming in and getting a lot of foreign investments in India.
Definitely. So it is also helping the rural or, the middle class, people in their businesses, the homegrown businesses, be it, fashion, home-baked stuff, So a lot of people are, who could not
Like the
earlier.
emergence of SME is
Yes.
amazing, and it's
Yes, and that will
great.
definitely add to the economy, right?
Right.
So great, great. So thank you, Ishika. Thank you. It was actually very enriching, experience to hear your journey. And I'm sure our students would want to meet you, catch up with you, post this session, and understand more about marketing, because I'm sure at least 50% of these guys are going to be the decision makers tomorrow in the marketing field, and going to change the way marketing is done in this country. So thank you so much, Ishika.
Thank you so much. It was a pleasure. Thank you.
We extend our deepest gratitude to Ms. Ishika Taneja for sharing her invaluable insights and igniting the spark of influencer marketing within us. This session is indeed a testament to the power of storytelling, brand building, and the potential of each one of us to become an influencer to shape a brighter future.
I would now request Ms. Ashu Tomar to present Ms. Taneja with a memento. We at IIM Nagpur strongly believe in creating a sustainable environment. Thus, it is our tradition to present our guests with a unique living and breathing gift that reflects our ethos. Ma'am, a tree has been planted in your name in Simlipal National Park, Odisha. As a part of Trees for Tiger program, the certificate will be mailed to you shortly.
We would like to express our sincere gratitude to our esteemed guests for taking time out of their busy schedules to mark their presence at this event. We would also like to take this moment to thank our silver partner, Ahluwalia Contracts India Limited, sustainable energy partner Indian Oil, bronze partner AWS, media partner Tech Mahindra Presents Business Today, gifting partner Boat, exclusive radio partner Red FM 93.5 Bajate Raho, digital and creative partner Buffalo Soldiers, and other summit partners Spacefood, Infinity, Fugo, Royal Safe Company, Sirocco, and Engineers India Limited.